Okay, I hit record. Now we can go. And I almost forgot. So I wanted to start the calls off with a little bit of recognition. And so when Dawn hops back in, we'll go back to hers. But I wanted to recognize, she'll recognize her people on her own. I wanted to take some time and I wanted to recognize Carlin. I know she's not on here, but when she's watching, congratulations for your rank advancement. That's really exciting. I think that's super cool, and I'm very happy to see that happening. And every week, if anybody wants to do any recognition, that's when we're going to pop it in there. So that's that. Now we're going to talk about challenge group battle rhythms, because I feel like recently there's been this fear of running challenge groups or stress about it and questions on how to do it. So we want to take this month and just break it down, because if you can get this part of your business figured out, recruiting's easy. As long as you have something to invite somebody to, it's a lot easier. So Dawn and I and most coaches have a bit of like a schedule or a rhythm or a routine that they follow. And sometimes like I didn't even realize I was doing it, but I did. I had a routine, and now we call it our battle rhythm. So the first week, what we had you guys do, just this week I put that video in there, it was to make a list and start jabbing. And jabbing just means that you're reaching out, saying hi, making comments, getting on their radar, and starting to build that relationship. So that way, when you do send an invite, it's not icky and uncomfortable and out of nowhere. So that's why we start with that first week. Now, what we're going to do today and what we have you guys do in week 2 is set up the event invite. And that's where we use Facebook. You don't have to, but it's a great place to do it. So we set up an event invite, and I'm actually going to do that with you guys today. So one of the things you have to know is, when are you going to be doing your next challenge group? Well, Dawn and I run ours together, so we go back and forth, but our next challenge group is starting November 7th. Now, strategically, we've done that to allow for core to force purchases, because that comes out at the beginning of the month, and that gives people time to purchase it and get in the group. And here's a bonus to that. It gives you a buffer for November. So you might come into November 7th, Success Club met. So that's kind of a good thought process on that. So we've picked November 7th. So what we do, I'm going to share my screen. I love this part. I like taking over. So here we are. That's our rundown. Sneaky, sneaky. So you just go to events and you just make a new one. You just create an event. This is super easy. Don't overthink it. Make a picture, upload a photo. I'm just going to do a short, clear. Look, it even tells you short and clear. We're going to do another Made to Crave event. So we're going to call it Made for More. You can call it whatever you want. Like, I think, did you guys make yours Crushtober or something cool? They made a cool event name for October. What was yours? Smashtober. So cool.
She's super smart.
I love it. So you don't have to do that. Like, there are a lot of months where I can't think, and I just say November challenge group. That's all you need to know. So that's that option. Oh, hold on. I have to go back in.
It's me.
It's you? Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's up?
Cool.
Can you mute yourself? Do you know how?
I was muted.
Now you are. Okay. Then you pick a location. I always like to say your home, because they get to do this from their home. And then Facebook's like, that's not a place. And I'm like, yeah, well, it is now. It's going to do it. But I feel like it's really easy. Don't overthink it. It's going to be obnoxious. Pick a date. So like I said, we're starting ours November 7th. Whatever time. And then we tell about it. This is your chance. I love that. This is, don't blow this opportunity to bring them in. So I like to start with the question like, are you struggling with food or whatever your main focus in on this challenge group, that's what you do. Create private or public. We're going to talk about this real quick. I make mine public, so I'll have to do it all over again. Now you can make yours private, and some people do theirs private. Then it's only visible to the people you've invited. That's fine. That's great. I know there's a lot of reasons to do it that way. For example, if you're inviting people that are private and they're not going to want their friends to know that they're doing a challenge group, you want to make a private event. I like to make mine public because then everyone knows. And guess what? I can make mine as my coach page. Here's why you could do that way. I can see the analytics and the reach. I can see who's seen it, how many people have seen it. I can boost it, or I can make it as myself. There are tons of ways to do this. So just kind of play around. The best way to do it is to try a bunch of different new things and work with what works best for you. And then you create it. And then you invite people. Here's the rule with inviting people. It's very tempting for a lot of coaches to invite one of two ways. They invite 5 people because they're chicken, or they invite their entire friends list. That's cool. You can invite your entire friends list. Just be prepared to follow up with every single one of them. So if you have 500 friends, you're going to have to send 500 messages. That feels scary to me. I feel like anywhere between 30 and 50 is a better number. So here we are. Now we have it. I would probably add a picture at the top that's different than this one. But then you go through and you actually invite people. And hopefully you already have a list of people that you're talking to. Right? Right. Stop share. Dawn, I can unmute you. Thoughts? Hold on. I can't unmute you. There you go. Okay.
Okay.
Thoughts?
It just told me I was unmuted. Also, Christine and I run our groups together. However, we do a separate event invite so that there's no confusion if, somebody on her page sees it. We're also, because I know some of you run groups together, we're extra careful to not be tagging each other in them because it just makes it a lot easier. Now, we use a form with ours. So in our form, it asks if you have a coach and who you're working with. And if it's a name that I don't recognize, I'll throw it past Christine to make sure I'm not enrolling her people. But regardless, just a heads up for those of you that are doing this together, we keep our event invites separate, if that makes sense. I'm trying to think. I thought there was another thought I had, but it's gone.
Sorry.
It's gone.
It's gone.
It's okay. Oh, the other thing with the, if you're not sure if somebody is a public or private person, as far as inviting them, I will just send a private message with the link to the group. I don't necessarily send it to them as an invite out of that, if that makes sense. So I'll just say, hey, I have this group that I thought you might be interested in. Here's the link if you want to check it out. So if somebody was to go in, they didn't see that this particular person was invited. So if you're worried about somebody, you're not sure if you're making it a public event, if they want to be in, just shoot them a private message with the link separate. And that's what I've ended up doing a lot with mine. Word. You can mute me if you want.
Okay. I like that power.
I'll raise my hand.
Perfect. So yeah, it's really easy. And Melanie, I know you're on here. You know how to do it. And Jeff, I know you've already know how to do it. But for those of you who watch this later, don't overthink this process. Just reach out, talk to people, make an event, and invite them. You don't have to make an event, but it's just easier to have somewhere to direct them. Like, hey, check this out. Information's in it. Then what you're going to focus on after you make this event. So let me be clear. Your assignment today is to make an event. I want to see everyone's, really, that's enough. I want to see everyone's challenge group event invite today, or at least by Monday in the group. I want to know what day your challenge group is starting. I want to see it. And then if you made it private, you're going to have to invite me. If you made it public, I'll be able to see, or your coach. And then just let us know throughout the week. We're going to talk about the conversation. So your job throughout next week is to start sharing your conversations, start reaching out to those people. So if you invited 30, reverse engineer it. If you have 30 people and you only have 2 weeks to get them in, pick that many people a day to talk to. 3 to 5 is probably going to get you there. So that by the last week or two, you are closing up and following up and getting those sales in. The more no's you get, the more yeses you're going to get. And for those of you in the Push to Diamond, there was a really good Lindsay Matway video. Moose, no, not happening. There was a really good Lindsay Matway video. Go in with the attitude and the posture that you're a top coach, that you have been running challenge groups since the dawn of time, that you have been getting people amazing results. And if they say no, be like, oh, that's super bummer for you. Gonna miss you. It's too bad. I'll be here if you need me. Don't be needy. Okay, don't be like, oh man, I desperately need you. I'm going to give you a gift card and I'm going to give you this and I'm going to give you that just to get you in my challenge group. No. Okay, well, cheers. Sucks to be you. Anybody have anything they ask, questions, comments, concerned?
I totally just feel like the kid at Awanas that raises their hand before the question is done. Crud. Okay, I did have a thought and I lost it again. Oh, in that event invite, you're going to want to make sure that you're giving enough information so that people know what the group is. But there's a lot of coaches that will just put their sale link within it and expect that people are going to see the event and they're going to just want to do a sale. You want to tell them like all of those things around it, like why they want to be involved, what it looks like. I was going to, I made a page that I use instead of an event invite because I spent a little time creating that. So each time I do a new event, I just put the link to this page. It's got all the information or I copy and paste from it. But as you get your fine tuning down, just create a document where you just save that information. So each time you do a new group, if it's similar in nature, you can copy and paste. If that makes sense. I totally forgot my other thought. So just ignore me. Ignore me. It's done.
Nothing to ignore. Oh, Melanie, do you have a thought, question? Go. Okay, cool. Just making sure. So next week, we're going to have a follow-up to this call. And what we're going to do is talk about following up and closing. And we're going to work through some of those difficult conversations because I know what we're doing today is the easy part, right? You're making a challenge group and it's all very abstract. You're going to invite a bunch of people and you're super excited. And then you start, he doesn't make a sound when I'm not talking. I just want you all to know. And then you're going to start having those conversations and it might get tricky. And you guys don't have to fight these objections on your own or anything like that. I still get help because sometimes I get one and I just like black out and I'm like, I don't know what to say. I can't believe it. What? So we're going to share those conversations and work through them together. If you don't have GoPro, now's a good time to get started. And then we'll finish through so that by November, you guys have a solid challenge group ready to go with people. And that's kind of our goal. So even though they're not doing the 10-day coach boot camp in Taryn's group this month, we're kind of going to be doing it in here because the meat of what you're doing in that 10-day coach boot camp is what we're going to be doing in here. So if your coaches aren't on this call, make sure that they watch them. Let's make sure that we're tagging them and that we get today's assignment done by Monday, which is to create an event invite and invite. Can you invite at least 30 people, Dawn? Do you think that's a reasonable thing to ask of everyone?
Absolutely, especially for a new coach.
Okay.
There's no reason a new coach can't come up with 30 people by Monday.
It's going to be hard for me to come up with 30 people, but I'll try my best.
Right. I was also going to say with Christine's comment about, don't try to like fire them in, like, throwing things at somebody when they say no, because we're acting like it's really not a big deal to us. Like our livelihood is not contingent upon that person joining that particular group. But we want to make sure that we let them know, hey, like, I understand you're not ready right now, but I'm going to be here when you are ready. And that's a conversation that I have with my people regularly that say, you know what, this isn't for me, or this is a bad time. So when you do start having those conversations, which we're going to work throughout the week, when you get those conversations, you write that information down. You write that name, you star that name. If somebody says this is a bad month for me, guess who gets the first invite next month? That person. And I will say, hey, I know last month was a bad month. I'm getting ready to kick off a new group. I had you on my mind. Here's the information. What questions do you have for me so we can get you started? And again, we're going to work through those, but make sure as you're writing people down, that's where you're going to start taking notes. That's where your contact list is going to start gaining information that's going to be valuable to you later. I don't say, oh, well, let me throw the all sorts of specials and freebies and let me get you in this drawing to get you in it. Hey, I'll be here. And I let them know I'm in this for the long haul. This is not, a flash in the pan, because there are so many coaches out there that are, and very likely they've come across or they've seen coaches that are out there and they're gung-ho for a couple of months and they vanish off the face of Facebook, or the social media world. So again, once you're reaching out, these are seeds. Like, don't expect that you're inviting 30 people and you're going to hit Success Club 10 out of 30 people. It's not realistic. I mean, it may happen, but it's not something that's sustainable with only adding 30 people. But what you're doing is you just planted 30 seeds. I'm going to not lie. The first couple times I did this battle rhythm, like literally 2 months straight, I invited 35 people. I did the whole process. I formed, I invited, I asked. I did not sell a single challenge pack in 2 months. The third month, I hit Success Club 10, and I hit it for 9 months in a row because it was seeds that were planted, and I continued the process over and over and over. So every month, that was 30 new seeds that were planted that had X number of months to grow. So anyway, that was my babbliness.
Not babbly at all. Perfect. One other thing, a lot of trainings will give you a tracking system to use to follow up with your people or to whatever. We're not going to do that. We want you to find your own. You can use the business activity tracker. You can use pen and paper. You can use a document in Excel. This is really an important thing for you guys to figure out is how you're going to keep track of your conversations, how you're going to keep track of people's information that they've told you, because we always talk about this. It's really tempting to just go back through Messenger, right? And be like, oh, what did they say? I can't remember. But that's a good way to lose people in the sauce, forget to follow up, or like, you know what Facebook does. What if that conversation goes away? You can't get to it. So find a tracking system. There's plenty of free ones out there. There's no reason to invest in anything. Some people get cute planners. Some people just use pen and paper. And some people get Excel or OneNote or Evernote, but find a tracking system and make it work for you, because I don't want you guys to get yourself overwhelmed because you don't remember who you talked to. At some point where you're not going to remember, and you're going to have to look down at your paper or look in your document and find it. Okay? Melanie, what's everyone's assignment? Oh, I can unmute. Yeah.
Create an invite to your event.
Love it. And when it's created, where do they put the link?
On your Facebook.
Yeah. Yes, I want to see a link. I will post the video. I'll post this video, and I want to see a link in the comments from this recording. But yes, perfect. So questions you think maybe some of your coaches would have that we didn't cover, or anything you want to add? You've been playing successful yourself.
Do you want the challenge to be done in Facebook, or does it matter? Do you want it on the tracker app?
Great question. Great question. I prefer the tracker app. I'm not going to lie. I think it keeps people more on track. However, this is your challenge group. If you're freaked out about the tracker app, that's fine. Or if you think your people would prefer to be on Facebook, that's fine. Hi, Kendall. Is Mom's hair soft? Just petting it. But you are welcome to do either or both. Where you run your challenge group is totally up to you. I have personal reasons why I would recommend the tracker app, and I know Dawn agrees, and I think Melanie, you're in the same place, and I think it just keeps everybody more on track, if anything. But wherever you want, totally fine.
I have a question on the tracker app. Maybe later, but it's a technical issue. Some of my people, when they're posting, it's not tracking it. Like, it's not posting their pictures. Oh. So is that a customer service issue I should call them? And
yeah, I mean,
do they have check their settings?
We did that.
I mean, they might have.
We did. It's my friend Jess, and she says they're all blue except her weight. That's the only one she doesn't want to share. But all the other stuff's all there, but it's not showing her. And in my portal, it shows that it's there, and I can see her pictures. But on the app on my phone, I cannot see her pictures.
And did she accidentally make it so only you can see her stuff? Do you know?
I'm not sure. Maybe I need to get her phone and look at it and see.
I don't know if she can check on her phone, but she may have accidentally made it so only you can see her stuff.
Okay.
It's possible. And if that is not the case, I would just call. And it might just be that she needs to take the app off and put it back on. That's my answer to everything, by the way. Turn it off, unplug it, and plug it back in.
That's mine. Shut it down, restart it.
Shut it down, restart it. That's always my answer to everything. So.
Okay.
I also did want to pop in real quick. So we talked about briefly the 10-day boot camp. Christine said, it's not happening for those new coaches. I posted a video yesterday in our Facebook page. So if you're watching this and you haven't watched that yet, and you were like, this idea is overwhelming and scary, watch it. I'm sorry, it's 5 minutes because I go on, but I show you detailed how to find all of the information that you possibly need to do all of what we're going to be asking you for eternity. Like, everything you will possibly need is there, and I show you how to find it on your own in your own online office that you pay for through your business service fees. That's my service announcement.
PSA. Public service announcement. Awesome.
And I know, like, as of this morning, only 3 people watched it, so.
Well, I didn't. I'll be honest, Dawn.
I know you don't. You don't. It's okay.
I kind of know where to find everything.
I know, but I know that there's more people that don't than watched it.
So, cool. Event invites. We want to see them. We want you guys to have success. That's why we ask you to do this. I'm going to have to make another blooper reel just from my dogs from today. Okay. All right. Anything else? No? Okay. Okay.
Are we that easy? Was that all we had?
I know. Dawn and I were all concerned that we wouldn't have time to talk about the 10-day boot camp. Now we totally have time. And I'm going to pop in really fast. For those of you who are not in the Sprint to Diamond because you don't think you're ready, specifically one person that's in my brain, I just want you to really think about what you're missing out on, especially because a lot of us are in it together. So there's a really good team camaraderie happening, and it would stink for you to be in it next month with a bunch of people we don't know. I mean, it could be fine, but I'm really excited. They're giving us a bunch of really cool stuff. They've already put in 2 videos that have been hugely helpful, and we haven't even begun yet. So if you are in any way thinking, I'm ready to push this business, your happy little butt needs to figure out how to get in that training. Talk to your coach, talk to Taryn, do it right meow. Okay, that's my PSA. Okay. Look at us on Friday.
I got Carlin added, so.
Yay! That makes me happy. Okay, cool.
And for that, the deadline to get in it is sometime today. I was just about to look it up.
Yeah, I mean, get in it right meow. Because our first legit actionable assignment is on Sunday, and they're giving us preparation stuff for that assignment right now. So don't miss it.
Yeah, they already posted it.
Yeah. Oh, that time's up, or Sunday's assignment?
No, they already posted Sunday's assignment.
Okay, so you guys get your little bottoms in there. I know Jeff and Melanie are in there, so this is no new news to you. But yay! All right. Well. Next Friday, your assignment will be to share some of the conversations you're having, struggles, and we'll go over that. And then today, I just want to see your event invite in the links. And I'm going to make one and put it in the link too, because you know what? When I make an event invite, I usually have a better month myself rather than just trying to run it off in some not real fantasy land. Cool?
Coolness.
All right, go team.
All right, word.
Happy day.